Carl Officer just stopped in. Mayor, I read in the paper that there could be more money tacked on to our fines in St. Clair County. And, the question I ask, and I know you ask as a hardworking taxpayer, is why the hell do we need more money? Where's all the money we got going? Can't we stop this spending, Mayor?
I think the first question we need to ask is of the auditor of St. Clair County. Where is the money going? We haven't gotten a report, at least not to my knowledge. I have to check with the guys that I'm going to meet with today in Freeburg at 1:30. I'd like to see a detailed audit report on what happens to the money that they collect right now. And it would seem to me that the St. Clair County auditor ought to be able to give us a report, public report. It's public money. It should be, you shouldn't have to ask for a Freedom of Information Act request to find out how these monies are broken down.
Yeah.
Something that you may be well aware of, particularly with your law enforcement background, understand in a couple of days they're going to be voting on, reluctantly, a union in the probation department. You know how long it probably took them to get that?
Oh, sure.
And now, I would suspect that the only reason that they're having that done, and they're talking about these fines, is that they need more money to abuse the taxpayers of St. Clair County. Yeah. I'm not going to say to serve them, I'm going to say to abuse them. Because it appears to me, you and I have talked about this before, do you really think they would have been talking about unionizing those men and women in the probation department if it had not been for you raising the question about the Democrats have been getting all of this money from the unions, but then again, they don't have a union shop in the courthouse?
Yeah, Carl, I've talked to people, and there's good union people, and I'm all for unions. I think there's a lot of good. There's some bad. Sometimes the unions will take advantage of the union. Leaders may take advantage of a situation, just like, there's bad in each group. But the unions, it's a great concept. But for all the unions to stand behind Sprague and Kern and Barra Civic and fight, and in Sprague and Barra Civic and Kern, these guys just slap them in the face. I remember back in the day, Rick Stone was supported by all the unions, and he had scab laborers. He had people that weren't union building his house in Smithton, Illinois. But see, these guys do as I say, not as I do.
But I think it's important for us to be able to take a real look at what's going on with the money now before we advocate increasing the fines. And I'm not so sure of what's happening to the money. Let me just be very, very blunt. How many people get excused from the fines because they got a friend in the courthouse?
Oh, sure.
And they got a friend that says, oh, I'll take care of it if you do this or if you do that. It seems that what they've been doing, allegedly, is taking advantage of the law for the big shots, but the average person who's got to pay that fine, they can't get that favor. They can't get that handout. They can't get that help. I can't imagine how many young people, old people, taxpayers in St. Clair County are getting fined. But then if they got a friend who can make a political contribution to the right person, they don't have to pay the fine.